What up, YouTube? Flarity here. Apologies, I've been gone a while now. It's been a while actually since I've done a live hangout. Okay, not really that long, but this way it's easier kind of for me to upload videos a little bit faster for computer-wise. What you're looking at now is Webpad screen. So yay. Um, Not much entertaining. But so surprise! First episode for my playlist of Flarity's fanfiction reviews. Now, what I'm gonna do is I have a bunch of fanfictions that I'm gonna be talking about, like what are my favorites. And now I won't get to all of these because I haven't finished reading all of them. Apologies to all those authors out there who have told you to find my videos. I alerted them in case they wish to see the episode that would feature one of their stories. So if you're watching this, thank you very much. And I want to thank to those who are also following me on Wattpad. Thank you so much for writing these amazing stories. As a writer slash big bookworm, I'm admitting, reading fanfiction stories that other people write kind of gets me back into my writing scheme. Like, I really want to get back into writing my fan fiction I was supposed to be doing. Apologies also to that. That's on a really long hold right now due to me being, what's the word I'm thinking of? Forgetful? Yeah, we'll just go for that. So before I forget that I'm doing this, first let me drink my Coca-Cola, which is now saying share a Coke with a dreamer, which is to all of you out there, so cheers! Trying to cut back on the Coca-Cola. I need to drink some more electrolytes, which I just did today, 2 cups. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, this list is kind of different from my list. So like I said in the description below, the first episode will hopefully I'll get through. If not, I mainly will talk about the ones that I did finish reading. So Vinny Kitty, I'm sorry, not yet. Well, I could probably just talk about what I think, what I'll be expecting. So there's 2 kind of reviews here. One is what I'll be hopefully expecting out of the story that I haven't gotten to read yet. Again, been busy, been away from the computer a while, trying to cut back because I've been inside like the freaking beaver during hibernation. That's a weird analogy I just used. And then I'll first talk about the ones I haven't gotten to read, but what I'll expect out of them or what I think I'll like most about it. And then on the later half, I'll talk about the ones that I did finish or I'm in the middle of that I'm liking and I love so far. So without further ado, let's get started. I wish these would be easier for me to freaking talk because these don't look like they're in alphabetical order. Why? So I'm going to get to only doing the ones that I just haven't written down on my list handy over here. So yay! Okay, so I got to find it first. I'll also put a link to the writers' profiles so you can follow them if you're a Wattpad user, just like I am. Hold on a second, though. Okay, since you see my screen. Hi, Jeff! Big shout out for you, because you're my buddy. Hi, Jeff! Pardon me also, I'm a little nervous because I've been away from this, and I've been writing for so long right now, I'm just tired. And I'm still burnt. My shoulders hurt like heck. Ain't that fun? So okay, so first fanfiction we'll be reading. Like I said, this fanfiction episode will hopefully I'll fully get through. Who knows? If not, then I'll make a lot more episodes, or maybe do 1 book per live hangout, or 5 maybe. I don't know, because we'll just see. We'll just go along. I'll do hopefully this whole series because I want to get the Wattpad series out of the way first, and if I find more Wattpad stories, then I can do more episodes on. Ow, you might hit my shoulder right now. So first story we're going to talk about, which I am in the middle of reading, is called The Secret Is Ours. Now, be warned. Now, this is mainly a main character slash OC character. I usually don't like to main characters from a movie or a story that are already probably partnered with somebody else. Like, no offense to you Snape slash Hermione fans. Like, we already know some of those characters may not be alive. Spoiler, they're sorry. Or are already married to somebody else or love someone else. Again, spoiler, probably. I don't know. Can't remember. But I like these kind of stories because you can actually put yourself, the reader, in these person's shoes. So, before I talk too long, now this story contains maybe at least 31 chapters if I'm correct. I forgot which part I'm at right now. If I looked on my phone, I probably would remember. And this is by Annan Ryder 23. I love Annan Ryder. I think this series has already reached 2 books. 2? Let me take a look. Yeah, 2 books. I don't know if the second one's completed or not. I don't know. But hopefully. So basically, here's the little summary. This is a tetralogy, so maybe 4 books. I don't know. Tetras. I don't know what tetra means again. I keep forgetting. But this is where, basically in the world of the X-Men, where mutant freaks are big, widely known. Now we're following the path of Mayhem, if I'm saying her name right. Hopefully I'm not. But Mayhem River Odin's life. Now, her life couldn't possibly get any worse because she's alone and homeless by the time the character Scott can get to her and bring her over to Charles Xavier's school. We all know Charles Xavier's school for gifted mutants or youngsters. I can't remember the title of the school. But there she'll learn to control her powers. Now, I can't remember what she controls, but I can't remember off the top of my head, but I might have remembered later on. I can't remember. I'm trying not to spoil everything here, though, but if I do, sorry. Well, I'm not gonna. Now, when we all know the main evil villain, Magneto. Now, Magneto thinks it's good to try to take her, and it's also he thinks it's time to go against humans and do war against them. Now, Mayhem, or May for sure, we'll just call it that. Now, she's dragged into all of this mess because mainly Magneto wants, I think, her to join his forces. Because I forgot the name of what's the name of the force again? Is it? I think it's called the Brotherhood. I can't recall anymore. Yeah, okay, so it's the Brotherhood. Now, we all know this fanfiction will be featuring mainly the Wolverine, so the OC will be possibly partnered with Wolverine, because we all know freaking Logan is hot. Not as Loki. I'm like, if you haven't seen, obviously, my thing. Sorry. If you haven't seen me, I'm a Loki army girl. That's news too. I am a Loki army girl right now, so yay! But now, anyway, back to the story. But May will soon find romance that she never would possibly expect to have coming into this world of mutants. Now, so far, I'm loving the story. I mean, it's really interesting. We're getting to learn kind of more about Logan mainly, because we all know Logan's, obviously by his facial expression, he is a tough nut to crack, especially with his past, like in that past that had been forcefully forgotten. But now he's finally found this girl here who's gone through so much heck, like turmoil, that you can kind of probably relate. Now I'm really liking it because we obviously know X-Men involve a lot of action scenes, and you will see a lot of action scenes, a lot of destruction at times, kind of like the Loki fanfictions. You'll possibly see a lot of war and a little violence and all, but you get to also see May go through understanding her powers and trying to not to be alone and solidified, no, put into solidariness, if that's a word. Probably not a word, but anyway, let me just do this. I'm just gonna go to her webpage, copy this, that way I can put it behind us. I really need to figure a better way to freaking do all this. Oh, we are on the wrong page. Whoopsies. I'm a dummy then. So just look at this page for a moment while I go back and put this in the description. Hiccups. Poop. I can't spell also for stuff. I can't spell things to save my life. Ain't that surprising? No, not really. It's not surprising. Let me pull up some of the people, if I can. So take a look at that page for momentarily. while I go back and put some of these peoples on here. I mean, these authors. I can't talk to save my dang life. Pardon my French. Oh, wait, I didn't curse. Never mind. I need to work on getting things presented right in time, because I am a lazy bump. Oh, yeah, mamma. I clicked the wrong thing again. There it goes. This. Okay. Where are yours? That. Wait, no, actually go back first. Select. Happy. So about what? 15 stories. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Paste and go, people. Paste and go. Don't you love that option of doing paste and goes and you don't have to worry about it later? Hopefully that freaking works. Okay, it works. I have to always check to make sure these freaking work. Because you never know, you might paste the wrong thing and then you have to go back to all those tabs and then you gotta go back and do it again. Oh, ain't that fun? No. It'll freaking crash your computer. How would I know that? I've done it before. Hopefully mine won't crash, because the last time I tried doing this on a video, it crashed. Smart Whitney. Not really, isn't. I'm not. Ah, mamma mia. Click that. Copy that. Go back to that. Do that. I'm talking to myself way too much. I know. I'm a weirdo. Boop. I talk to myself weirdly. I need to figure out what's wrong with me at times. Lord have mercy on my soul. No, Lord has no mercy for me. Why? I don't know. Wait, did I click the other one there? No, I didn't. Gosh darn it. I keep forgetting to click some things and then I go wrong. Okay, this. Enter. Copy that. Back there. Then go and find another one. There. Now I gotta go back and freaking through all these and make sure each has a book. Book. I say that's funny. So much clicking. Okay, pardon me, there's two of me. Please don't ask me why. I apparently crashed my computer a little bit. Ain't that fun? No, it's not fun. Apologies. Okay, let's go back. So, this one already has this thing in here. Now, show the first screen here. Sorry, I crashed my computer. Fun, and fun. No, it's not really fun. Okay, so what was I writing first before I got freaking crashed? I don't know. I was editing this, and hopefully this was saved. No, it was not. God dang it. Dang it. Well, just click this one. So I'll put in the secret is ours author's link up. Just give me a few minutes here. Hold on a sec. So while I'm talking though, like I said, he should be the freaking like I said, these authors are pretty good. But don't take it just from me. I mean, we all know certain people are good. And hopefully my videos are inspiring other people out there who want to write again, to freaking get back into it and like see how far they can get with their stories. Because heck, I want to try to post my first story up if I can soon. But that's me, sadly, because I haven't gotten the chance to. And I would love to, but I can't, due to me always being busy as a bee. I was trying to remember what I was talking about. Lily Potterhead. Nice name. I like these cool, crafty names. I mean, seriously. Nice name choices. Almost there. Hopefully. No. Go back way. Don't you hate when you click something and then something stupid pops up on your freaking head? Oops. No, go back. It's like a freaking order I have to do just to freaking focus on my clicking skills. If I don't, I know I'm going to do something stupid. Now, Loki's fanfictions, oh, there's going to be a lot of them, so be prepared. Be very prepared. No, but I'm not kidding. You really got to be prepared for my next few other fanfictions I'm going to be talking about. Because, holy shoot, Loki has a lot of fanfictions. I would know because I checked every one of them. Don't ask me why I did that. I have apparently a weird sense of humor. Whew! So much clicking. Almost done. Last one. Coming up. Last one. Kinda. This mouse does not like me. Okay, semi-last one. There. Whew! So many people. For now, let's leave it. Okay, now that we're back on track, let's get started. So these are all the links to these people's fan page, their websites. So let's start with from the bottom. I guess from here. Oh, I popped my hip. Ow, my knees. I'm popping everything. Now this one has I gave you kind of a sequel one, but I tried looking for the wolf inside, but it's difficult. This person wrote a lot. Cerberus 10 wrote a lot. And I did find the wolf inside, but I don't think I moved it over into my reading list. So I will, hopefully. Move it in their time, and then I'll hopefully send out a link for that if you want to check it out. But it should be on his works list. Now I haven't heard of this, but I'm going to read you you can look here. There's the summary about this book. I haven't gotten to read it yet due to the other fanfictions that I was checking out, because some of these fanfictions are not fully completed, which is sad, but it's true. You have to get used to it. So here, I guess Luna will probably be the main female character back in The Wolf Inside. Now, I don't know anything about The Wolf Inside. I haven't gotten to read it again, like I said. So apparently she's getting lessons from Xavier to help, and I guess Lunar has telepathy and is training with the X-Men and future X-Men team. So I guess we can think, oh, there's going to be more X-Men people out there on the team. And I guess we're getting into her darker side of her new life. And I guess this is kind of spoiling for the first book, but I guess somehow and somewhere through the story, Jean will die, or maybe she's already dead. I don't know. And how Logan never left his own room, and that Luna would probably think that Scott would probably be in the same condition as Logan, if she hadn't been there to help him with coping. Now, I guess Lunar's a guy. No, that's misspelling. Sorry. Lunar's past will probably come back to haunt her until she decides to just stop sleeping altogether in a way. And the professor will probably start the professor will start acting strange when I guess some old friend of the X-Men's shows up, and that they'll have to figure out if they're actually the same person that they had been before this person showed up, or if they have become enemies. And this probably added more confusion when Magneto has gathered already his new army in preparation to fight for the mutant rights by taking out this new cure, even if it means killing the mutant it came from. And they're going to ask us if the X-Men will be able to stop Magneto from letting this happen, or if they're already too broken apart to fight. So I can't tell you much, but I'm really expecting a lot of action, probably a lot of deaths to happen, a lot of fighting, a lot of mutants coming and fighting against one another. So it's pretty packed, full. And I guess the book's called Phoenix Rising, and has a total of 13 chapters. Pretty small book if you think about it. But the number of reads is pretty good. It's reached about 576 reads. So it's reached out to that many people. There's 46 votes. I don't know about much of the voting part, but yeah. So this story is completed. Sadly, I couldn't find the wolf inside it. I might have found it, but I haven't added. So that's for Cerberus 10, which is in his link to his website is in the description. Though you probably already seen it. I don't know. Next story, one I haven't found to read yet, but was on my list, and I actually sadly couldn't get to it. It's by Does Not Love You, and this is a completed story. And I think this is a part 1 for Marvel. Yeah, it's part 1 for Marvel. And again, this is featuring, now don't get Marvel, there's mainly for X-Men. I keep getting the Marvels mixed up because there's Avengers and then the X-Men stuff, so I keep getting those mixed up. But it's called Regenerate, part 1 of the Marvel fanfic. There's 30 chapters to this. 74.8 thousand people have read this, and 3,000 have voted for this, or made votes for this. I will probably be one of those votes. Who knows? Sorry, I have to check on stuff in case. Chandler Riggs. Actually, no, it's Sunny. It's Summer at Sunny. Who is Chandler Riggs? Just asking. I can't spell who. Yeah, it's like, send me the link, because I want to see what you mean. Send me the link and I'll check it out. Sorry, where are you? Okay, so Regenerate is one of the stories I was going to read because I couldn't find part 2. And maybe there is part 2, or they're working on it. I don't know. I'm hoping to find out. So apparently, now there's a mutant child that will escape an underground testing facility at, I hope I don't butcher this, Akali Lake. And then decades later, we're speeding up time here, and she returns. This main female character will return with a lifetime on her shoulder, like a lifetime of issues on her shoulders, and she's just mainly trying to seek closure, only to reunite with the man that helped her escape. So I feel like it's Victor they're talking about with Victor, but I don't know. Because, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of the story that involved the Victor story, I think. Maybe. I can't recall. Now that she's plagued by these painful flashbacks of her terrible past, and far older than she appears. She actually is older than she looks. And she apparently distracts herself by expanding her abilities, or her mutant abilities, sorry, and erasing she's trying to erase the person she used to be. So she's trying to make a new start. And so, and she's not doing this alone. I'm expecting she's getting help from her friends, or the mutant mentors, I'm sorry, or X-Men. And she'll slowly, I guess, start to build herself up from the ground in a world that probably will change forever. So here's the featured story. And it's an X-Men and Marvel cinematic, so kind of a mixture here. It's a crossover fanfiction with apparently a dash in Doctor Who. Now, don't hurt me. I haven't actually seen Doctor Who, so I don't know anything about it. I'm sorry. But now the X-Men's, now here, see, they, now it's not just one movie of the X-Men. It's basically X-Men the movie and X-Men 2, X-Men United, and I think it only except when Jean Grey survives the events that happen in X-Men 2. I don't know if I saw Jean Grey die in X-Men 2. I can't recall, but this is part 1, and apparently it's a warning for mature people. Because it contains a lot of violence, strong language, and a lot of suggestive themes. Now, this person also edits the story, so yeah. And I'm guessing the girl's power will probably be pretty interesting, because you don't know from here. Like I said, I haven't gotten to read it yet. But I get the feeling her power is pretty unique in a certain term. So, really excited for this one. Again, does not love you. I put a link in the description. Next story. Sorry, I'm trying to check everything out here. So, sorry, just checking things, making sure I got everything. Really? Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure nothing weird here. Okay, so the next story is Relapse. Now this is a story that only mainly is the love interest for Charles Xavier and not the Wolverine. So I think maybe this is maybe I have a list. There's 1 or 2 stories that involves a romance for Charles Xavier or Magneto. There is one I had for Magneto, but I didn't put it in yet. Sorry, or I can't remember which one it was. But I might have gotten rid of it because it didn't really interest me anymore. But this story is by Chance Us. With a UX. I'm sorry, I can't read. And this story is called Relapse, quote unquote, Charles Xavier love story. It is 48 chapters long. About 102,000 people have read this, and 3.3 thousand have voted for this one, which is pretty good. So I think this is book 2. I couldn't find book 1. If there is one, I am probably a dummy. Let me think if... Let me go check on here, on this person here, on Chance, and see if there's a, Maximus. Interesting name choice. I just see, oh, EXO, yay. Sorry. Jared Padalecki, Jensen Atkins, Misha Collins, Dylan O'Brien. Heck yes. Dying of the Light. I was thinking Dying of Daylight. Okay, here it is. Impulse. I actually have to add that right now before I forget. So this is book 1. No, add to library, yes. To the list. I want to add to that. Okay, now we're back. Okay, so I'm going to tell you first book. I'm not going to tell you the second book, though. Now, this is a world where, I think this is back when Charles Xavier actually had hair and he wasn't in a wheelchair. Possibly, I can't remember. Now, Sophia Gray will be our main character. Now, I think she might have been related to Jean Grey, if I'm correct. But this is kind of before. This is set during the time of the X-Men First Class. Now, all characters except for Sophia Gray are the Marvel's property. Writers always have to make sure that is stated. Now and an impulse will move or help carry out Sophia Gray through the Cold War, and like a period where the tension is not only like evident between the humans, it's also evident between humans and mutants. So it's basically asking if Sophia Gray will accept her fate, or help make a new world for herself aside from the one that won't accept her. So again, this is based during the X-Men First Class movie. Now there's gonna be a lot of what am I thinking? We're gonna be seeing a lot of Xavier, a lot of Magneto, the X-Men, of course, Mystique, freaking Banshee, Havoc, Azazel, Emma Frost, James McAvoy, Jennifer Lawrence, all that stuff. So you'll be seeing a lot of them. I'm expecting a lot of action, possibly, and a lot of self-sacrifice or self-decision. So definitely, again, check out Chance UX. First, start with Impulse before you get to the second book, because I almost read the second book and I was an idiot. So yeah. Next story is one I think I might have read all of it. I think I might have read this one yet. I don't remember. No, I probably haven't yet, but I'm trying to find the second book here, but I haven't had any luck. But this is a 27 chapter story. Had about 16,000.8 reads already. 8,000, sorry, reads, and about 556 if I'm counting the dots. And it's by Ava Wayne. And this is a complete story. I think there might be another book, but I couldn't find it. No, I haven't found it yet. Gosh darn it. It's called Traitor, X-Men Fanfiction, Book 1, and Addie story. So obviously our main female character here is Addie. Yeah. And now the person's name is fully Addie Dawn Stryker. And her father, I guess, I'm trying to remember where I heard this guy's name, William T. Stryker. I can't remember his name. And apparently this is every mutant's like worst nightmare, that guy. And she's not a fan of what her father does, and in fact she despises his work, especially when it comes to her being forced to choose between what she knows is right and the only thing that she would care about, and that thing would have to be Victor Creed, her dad's partner. Also, I think, isn't that Logan's brother? Yeah, her father. Right here, yeah. So this will mainly possibly be a Victor Creed / OC romance, if I'm right, I think. And the closest thing that she has to the family. And either way, her actions could be considered treason because she'll become a traitor. So, I think I might have read this. I think I have. Yeah, I think I have. Because now this is an interesting story. It'll also, now we know who Victor Creed is. He's the one that made Wolverine into what he was. I'm sorry, no. William T. Stryker, Mr. Stryker, is the one that made Logan who he was. Or what he was turned into. With all the adamantium and all that freaking craziness. So that means this girl is kind of serving her dad. And from what I can recall, I have read this, what I could recall is that her dad treats her like every other soldier and not like a fatherly thing. I mean, probably at times he might have these fatherly moments, but heck no. I get the feeling that they're going to help Logan escape Stryker's holding, or Stryker's prison. Where he's holding Logan. They're going to help him escape from Logan's cell. I'll just say that. Probably Victor will probably become a traitor and we all know Addie will probably become a traitor. Logan will be a traitor, and somehow these three will be trying to get along and trying to survive Stryker's attempts at attack. So now this story, what I've read so far, is really good. Really nice definitions of stuff, really good imagery and all that. It's just really cool, and I really, really like the story so far. So next. Now this one I was about to get to, but I hadn't. And now you see there's a hashtag Waddies 2014. Basically, it got an award back in the year 2014 on Wattpad. So it's really good. Now this is a smaller story, and it's about 14 chapters. It's got around 10,600 reads, and 316 people have voted for this story. And it's by I'm Marvel Nation. I'm probably gonna follow this person if I figure out where that is. And this is a completed story, as always. And it was published, I think, what it says here is like August 29th, back in last year. So obviously this looks like it's a one book story. So now what it looks like to me is the main female character right here is pretty big, and the story will be for these two. Now there's a girl, apparently I haven't read this yet, but I'm just reading what I can. So a girl shows up at an institute almost out of nowhere with no idea who she is, only but her name, and only remembers her name. Kind of like what happened to Logan, who only remembered his name, or wait, yeah, I think he only remembered his name because his dog tags, yeah. Now Xavier will take her in and give her custody over to Logan. Or she's being taken care of by Logan, who finds his attention is like almost always will be on the new girl. Basically, I think her name would be Layla, yeah. Layla, I don't know. I can't remember. And now she tends to be the center of conversations around amongst her peers and likes to spend time. She's a loner. She's a loner. And she'll soon become somewhat normal, but to only end up revealing the bigger plan she has for this institute. Again, it's mind games. So it's like she probably has a way to try to mess with school. It sounds like it. So this will be involving a lot of the main characters, like the Cyclops, Xavier, Storm, Wolverine, of course, will be affected, and Beast will be affected by this. Mainly revolves with those characters, and I'm really expecting a lot of like weird change of plans. I'm expecting a lot from this, so definitely check this one out. Next one, we're almost there. Only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to go, and then we'll be end of this video, possibly. Ow, my foot. Ow, stuck. Next story is by Oblivious Angel. This is a completed story. I haven't gotten to this, but I'm planning to next, actually. It's called The School for the Gifted. It's 31 parts. Around 16,000 or so have read this, and it's reached 431 votes, which is pretty good. Now we're following a girl named Andy, or Andromeda, but I think Andy's a pretty good idea for a short name. And she's had a terrible accident, and she was now on the run. She knew what happened to those who were gifted, and who also got caught by government. They were tortured or something, or experimented on. And she then soon came to discover Xavier's school, where she couldn't really be alone, where others like her, where there were others just like her who had these certain weird abilities. Now this is there are spoilers, sadly, if you have not seen X-Men Days of Futures Past. And apparently people also make covers for these stories for the writers. And this is by Relapse 2907, and I really like the cover especially, so definitely also find them. So this story will also involve a lot of the characters like Magneto, Mystique, Wolverine, Storm, most of the X-Men will be infected into this story. So it looks pretty interesting. I'm expecting a lot of good romance and background info about Andromeda. Or Andy, sorry. Especially talking about herself and what happened, how she got these abilities, or what happened when she had these abilities. Basically all that, and it's really looking interesting to me right now. So that's hopefully definitely check them out. Next one is now this is completed. It's by Lily Potterhead 1D. Sorry, 1D. My dad does something funny when he says 1D. It's called Fire Causes Ashes, because it does. It's the first book. I couldn't find the second book. Maybe she's working on it. I don't know. It's 27 parts. It has around almost 12,000 reads and up to 511 votes. So really good. Now basically we are following. Now this story will possibly pick up from around X-Men 2, although like there might be some changes like to this to suit this whole story here. By Lily Bentley. I think maybe her name. Now it's saying that this girl had powers, and but some people freaked out about what she could do, and so in her fear, she decided to run away and survive on her own, and that now everything has drastically changed for her. And I guess her name is Rista Maris, and she is a mutant. She's different from everybody else in her own world, and she thought she probably was different after running into trouble, but she actually found out she wasn't alone. And she discovers, now they want us to join her and follow her and help her discover who she is and how she gained this ability, and in a way she fell in love with, I'm suspecting, Wolverine, of course, because who wouldn't? I would. But this looks pretty interesting. I really like seeing self-discovery in a book. It's really interesting. The next book is a completed book. It's by Rai Hanmoy. It's 42 chapters, pretty long, not too much. And it's called Too Powerful, and this has reached around 298,000 reads and up to around 3,000 votes. I'm sorry. No, I'm right. 298,000 reads. You get really specific. Doesn't this kind of look like Selena Gomez? No way. No way it does. It's just me. Okay, no, it's not me. But this would be loosely based on the X-Men movies. They say, everything we do, and I like this quote, no matter how small, sets large things in motion. Now we're following this girl named Alexandra, who's around 18 years old and has just joined the X-Men, and what she's also carrying is a dark past and powers that are so great no other mutant had ever dreamt of having. Now, what if the smallest, simplest act of joining the Xavier's Institute for Gifted Youngsters had just initiated a wheel, or it set it in motion, and it changed all the lives of the X-Men? So basically, what would happen? What has happened to change and set in motion everything revolving around the X-Men? It's really interesting, and I really, really want to know. So we're seeing a lot of change for everybody. Okay, so there's also going to be a lot of probably grammar issues, but we all have that. So I'm really expecting a lot of this. I am actually hoping to read this and get it done. I haven't, again, like I said, found part 2 of it yet. But now this story is by Scooter Lover. 25 parts, around 603 reads, so 105 votes. Now this contains mature stuff, so it's kind of more for the adults. Well, it's called X-Men Phoenix's Daughter. Now this girl named Crystal who we all thought would probably be normal, was living her life in Japan with her parents. And she's captured and almost killed along with her teacher that is apparently also captured. Now the X-Men get a call saying that mutants are going missing or they're abducted. So when they go to save her, she develops a crush on Scott. So when Scott realizes he plans to use her just for his grief after losing Jean, or so I'm suspecting. So he decides to train with her, and he also sleeps with her. But what the X-Men don't know is that she's actually the daughter of the Phoenix, the same one that had actually killed Jean Grey. This is also about, this is probably the first in the X-Men Marvel series, so it's probably what's revolving around where Jean is killed. Or probably this is the story of what happens a few days after Jean's death, so I suspect. And apparently I'm suspecting this Phoenix killed Jean in the battle. But I'm really interested about this. And I like the name Crystal. Reminds me of my sister somehow, but her name's actually Krista, so Okay, the next book is one that I'm actually friends with the author by Vinnie Kitty. So yay, Vinnie Kitty! I haven't still gotten to read this, but I'm really liking the cover, and I'm really expecting a lot. And then it probably looks like it's revolving around fire. Someone has fire abilities, and I like that. And it's called XMen Revolution, and it got a WADdy Award for 2015, so this year. It's a 30-part story. 42,000 have actually read this, and around 1,100 have actually voted for this. I hope I'm loving it already. So I like the saying, growing up can be hard, especially if you're doing it all by yourself while living miles from your friends and family. I like that little quote right there. Now things will get harder, and things do get harder when you discover that you're not exactly who you think you are. And suddenly everything around you changes, and you're forced to make decisions you never thought you really would make. And sometimes it won't be so bad. And luckily for you, you have people watching, people who want to protect you. And then there are those others. And this is, I like how she used her own name, Vinnie Winters, here. That's not her real name, it's like Vinnie here. These decisions that will majorly affect her entire life. And I think the abilities, like she's saying, these abilities will also affect her life, like, and affect her decisions in her life. So, and this story belongs to her. It's an original idea, creation of the character Vinnie Winters, and all rights reserved to me, or that's what she said to her, Vinnie de Juice, or Gabrielle Vinnie de Juice. I like the picture especially. I love that cover. That's really cool looking. I like it. I love it a lot. Now I haven't got to this, but I'm really gonna enjoy it. I love the description she used. I love Vinnie Kitty's description here. I just love how she doesn't give too much away. That's a really good small summary, especially. I really like it. It gives me interesting suspense of what's gonna happen. I really like this. And she doesn't even tell you, Vinnie Kitty doesn't even tell you like what the pairing will be. Freaking that is awesome, because I love to figure, although I think we all know it'll probably be for Logan. Well, obviously, because I also typed that up, X-Men Logan, or Wolverine X OC reader. But I'm really, really rooting for this one. Next one is A Future Unknown, an X-Men fanfiction written by A. Hope Moore. Sorry, checking again. Updates here. Updates. For myself, especially. It's a 30-part story. Around 220,000 people have read this, and 6,600 have voted. No? Okay. Sorry. My screen froze a little bit there. We don't want that. No, we really wouldn't want that. Now, this story I haven't gotten to read yet. A Girl Who Needed Wolverine. I might actually read that if I can. No, I can't click it yet. Darn it! Now we're following a girl named Kea Millard, who is a young woman that's hiding apparently a deep secret from her own family, kind of like Rogue. Well, no, Rogue actually just discovered her ability and then hid it from her family. But she's a mutant and apparently like an animagus, or I'm sorry, I'm going Harry Potter on y'all. She's an animal shapeshifter with the ability to actually heal quickly. And sadly, I guess to make things worse for her is that Magneto has an eye out for her and will do possibly anything just to get her to join the Brotherhood with him and to help take over the White House and all mankind. Xavier, though, sends an ally to help Kayla, and Wolverine will show up and tries to get her to come back to the school. So I think it sounds like she might have ran away or something from the school, and also to help her join X-Men. But it'll probably be harder for her, more harder than he probably will expect, for Logan, I mean, because they'll become pretty acquainted and possibly fall in love for each other. Now, that part you don't want to give away, because then we'll figure out, oh, they're going to fall in love and all that. But now, the thing is, can Wolverine convince her into joining this X-Men and save the mankind, or will she just turn her back on him and all of mankind and finally give in to Magneto? But whenever they say, oh, and this character will fall in love with this character, we don't want to see that, because we want to figure it out so that they'll slowly fall in love. Just make sure you put that out, take that out from, take out like who they're falling in love with, because you need a mystery in there. And even though in the character, yes, we know who it's with, but you just want to have a little bit of mystery. But I'm still really expecting a lot of this. Next one, I Am Operation Animal, X-Men / Avengers. So we're expecting a mix of the Avengers and the X-Men. So, and this is 104 chapters, pretty long, and around 311,000 people have read this, with 10,300 voting on this. And it's by Big Turd Blossom. Nice name. And this is a completed story, so there's no exit sequel, at least I don't think. Now this girl, now, how am I say this? Well, there's not really much I could tell you about it, because it just gave you the first line. Obviously, what I'm looking at, I see a Loki, I see a Wolverine, I can't see who you are, or you. So these might be the ones that are after her or something. I see this probably is our girl. I'm sorry, this is a terrible idea of me trying to summarize what I'm thinking here. But I wish they would just give me a little bit of a summary here. But this is this is apparently the first book. This will involve the Avengers, X-Men, Hydra, and S.H.I.E.L.D., or the mutants. I just like how they kind of just threw out there. Just throw everything out there in the first lines or something. But I want to check this out. I want to see it. And final story is Flare's Nine Tails. Interesting why I say Nine Tails. Criminal Gone Good. So obviously this is 53 chapters with 21,300 reads, and are up to around 827 votes. So that's a lot more than the other ones. This is by Poke Freak 16, and it's a completed story. Now basically, our main character's name is Flareless Ninetails. She's 26 years old, with a special power she uses actually for crime. So she's a thief, or a villain, kind of. And she's always being chased by S.H.I.E.L.D. Then when S.H.I.E.L.D. asks her to join, how will she react? Now this will be featuring the X-Men and some romance, and probably some Pokemon or adventures and all that. So we get a mix of all these interesting stories. I like this idea. I'm really excited about this. So you'll see a lot of Pokemon and Avengers and X-Men in this story, which is really cool. I think that's pretty interesting. You add Pokemon into this. That's new. I've never seen anybody put in a Pokemon with the Avengers and or X-Men. Really excited. And that's the last book for today of the X-Men series. Because my voice is also given out. Yeah. So the next series we'll be talking about, although I don't think I probably got all of them. I'm sorry, because it looks like there was more, and I didn't get to read all of them off. But trust me, though, the next video, which should be, if I can, I'll probably record for Tuesday, which will be talking about a lot of the Phantom of the Opera series. Mainly what I do for Phantom of the Opera is mainly Eric X the Reader. Now, why do I want to do Eric and Christine? Basically, because I don't like Christine anymore. I mean, no offense, don't hurt me or hate me. Christine's pretty naive, and she's very tricky for decision. I mean, you gotta also feel sorry for Eric, at least or the Phantom at least. because he was freaking just left alone in his little dungeon area, and she just runs off with Raoul and becomes freaking the Countess. What? Why would you do that? I mean, so I don't do Eric and Christine because, frankly, Eric deserved better than her. So I found stories on Wattpad that involve mainly Eric and another girl. Either a chorus girl, not Meg, but a different chorus girl that appears, or like a writer, or friggin' the Vicomte's sister, especially. Oh, that was a pretty good story. Interesting change of events. That involved either before the opera house got burned or afterwards, and it's being rebuilt, or it took place somewhere else. Like, all that. So there is a lot of also good stories there, and some of these stories are still being updated. And I think even the Dai girl, or I forgot what it's called. What was it called? The different Dai is actually being updated. I know that because I saw it being updated probably a few days ago. So we'll be definitely checking those out. And another series we'll be checking out are some pirate stories not involving Pirates of the Caribbean. That'll probably be in another episode. Which I did found, and mainly in that episode will involve Jack Sparrow, ex-reader, or OC. And there are a lot of good stories, especially for that, and especially also in the pirate series, pirate love stories, that are not featuring Jack Sparrow and all that. And also, of course, now I feel sorry for what happens with Snape. I'm not going to tell you what happens for Snape, because freaking you guys should see the last movie, and I'll tell you what happened to Snape. But I feel sad for Snape because he didn't get much of a love interest. Now, I'm not going to pair Snape with Harry, or Snape and Hermione, or Snape and Malfoy, which is not really a coupling in the beginning. I'm going to be doing Snape X Reader. Why? Because if you did Snape and Hermione, I mean, Hermione's probably already got a love interest, and we all know who that love interest would probably be. Ron, I think, or I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I always thought Ron. I thought Hermione and Harry, but haven't seen any luck for that. But no, I'm doing Snape X OCs, just that, because you can make anything happen for an OC. You can make them a witch that is attending Hogwarts, which the majority of these stories will involve. It's gonna be like a professor and a student. Weird romance, possibly incest, or weird and wrong, but get over it. We all know that happens in weird lives, and we all know we want that to happen sometimes. Because Snape has a really interesting history and background. Why? Because freaking we all know Snape is somehow connected with Harry Potter. Mr. Potter, sorry. And he goes through a lot of depressing stuff. I mean, you also will never usually see him smile. And these other OCs will try to make him happy, or could make him depressing and weird and all that. But it's just more interesting. And I do also have a list, if I didn't write it yet, possibly not. No, I didn't. I should have. I haven't. Yeah, I didn't write a list yet. But then there's another series featuring Draco Malfoy and a reader. Again, I don't do the two characters together series, except for like anime stuff. Why? Because it's more interesting that way. And because, like, then I did Draco X Reader, because we also know Draco around, what year was it? 5th or 6th year, changes drastically because something happens for him on his side and with his family. And you get to see another student interact with him, and how this change in Draco will affect her and all that. Did I have any other parents for Harry Potter? I don't think I did. I wish I could make a Harry one, but Harry at times could seem naive, you know. And we all know he has Ginny. Oh, we all know that was going to happen. And then there's the, excuse me, hiccups. Then there's the Loki Leifison series, and I have a lot of them. About 53 stories, so that's probably going to be a 2-episode or 3-episode, or who knows. I'll possibly do 10 stories per video, but this was just 15 because it was new to me. Stop turning page. But this involve, again, Loki, because we all feel sorry for Loki in the Avengers, what happens, especially with the Hulk. But we all know Loki can change his ways and become a good person, or a good god. And you'll see that a lot in these stories, that the main female characters will always try to change Loki through any twists and turns and all that. I actually haven't seen Thor in the Dark World and all that. I haven't seen any of the Thor movies. I still say Tom Hiddleston is sexier than Chris Hemsworth. Don't hurt me. But we all gotta admit, Loki freaking is hot. I'm in the Loki army, okay guys? Sorry. I read another series, but I don't know how to. I was talking about Pirates in the Caribbean. I never got to there. And then like Jack Sparrow and X Reader. I don't like Elizabeth Swann because she just seems, what's the word I'm thinking? Pushy, or just she's still connected with Will here. But if you pair Jack Sparrow up with like another, like this girl's a pirate already, or she had a weird past, or she's out to, she loves to see more than being all princess stuff or something. That's interesting because you're taking the princess or whatever life this girl had before and putting her on the ocean, out in the ocean, and through all the stories of the Black Pearl, freaking Dead Man's Chest, World's End, what else am I missing? What else? There's probably another movie and I'm missing it. Secrets of the Heart. Oh, wait, is that one of the movies? Yeah. Possibly. I don't know. But yeah, so all of these movies combine into one adventure, which basically these readers will do. Will combine all these stories of all the movies together in one book, kind of. I think. Or they usually will, I think a few people actually make them into separate books, so that's interesting, with just different titles. But yeah. After these, I will be doing also the Avenger stories, mainly Iron Man, and I have some Captain America stories. Iron Man and Captain America stories are hard to come by with them and an OC, because Tony Stark will always be seen as a father figure for some weird reason. What else? I know one Avenger story that'll freaking involve, I think, Spider-Man, but I can't remember which one it was. I have to find it. Let's see, what else? There's another series I wrote, I have a list for, and I can't recall anymore. Oh, there is Fantastic Four. Only very few, though, because it's really hard to find, like, a Johnny Storm. I don't know why I like him, but he's, if you don't know, the actor also played Captain America. There's one story that involved those two coming together somehow. It's funny and awesome. There's a few Fantastic Four stories. Some of them are weird, though. And then possibly after that, we'll get into fanfiction.net, which I have a ton of stories I will share with you, especially. Not talking for quota yet because I haven't made a list of those yet, and I'm hoping to, but I haven't. And then soon after all those, I will start getting into the anime reviews for fanfictions. Hopefully that'll possibly be in a separate list, though. That'll depend. Because I do have a lot of... I'm still making a list, but give me time. I've already gotten through one anime, though, and that's like Cardcaptor Sakura, and that has a ton more stories for me to write. My hand hurts at times, so I gotta get a break. But anyway, I hope you like this video. This will be part 1 or episode 1 to my fanfiction reviews for mainly Wattpad. So not just all my fanfiction stories, just mainly for Wattpad. And I will possibly find more fanfic on fanfiction.net for Loki, the Avengers, X-Men stories, and all that. So pray for me. I will live through this. I'm sorry my voice sounds bad. I'm kind of stuffy and tired. I mean, freaking it's already 9:30 almost. So anyway, this girl Flarity here. She's out. Peace. Yay.